Good evening. You're watching the Hard Facts with me, Poonam Burde. Angel Chakma, a long life from India's northeast, was tragically cut short after an incident of racial abuse turned violent. An MBA student from Tripura, he died from stab injuries 15 days after the altercation in Dehradun. CNN News18 accessed CCTV footage that shows Angel and his brother standing near a shop where at least 6 accused approached them, allegedly hurled racial abuses before physically attacking them. So far, 5 people have been arrested. The prime accused, though, remains at large. Reportedly a Nepali national, he is still absconding. A PIL has now been filed in the Supreme Court seeking recognition of racial violence against citizens of the Northeast as a hate crime and the formation of special police units, nodal agencies and interim guidelines until a law like this is enacted. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami spoke with the victim's father and assured all possible assistance. Angel's father also spoke with CNN News18 and said that he is hopeful for justice, that no father should go through what he went through. Meanwhile, the central government is also keeping a close watch. Union Minorities Affairs Minister spoke with us and condemned the incident, calling this kind of racism, this kind of mindset against citizens of the Northeast as a societal disease.
Union Minister Kiran Rijiju, as a father, as a guardian, as somebody who comes from Northeast, does this incident shake you to the core about how safe our countrymen from that part of the country are?
It is extremely tragic incident. I'm deeply hurt. But this is not an isolated incident. Moreover, it is not confined to Northeast alone. In different parts of our country, why should we attack each other? North Indians should feel safe in South India. The Central Indians should feel safe in Northeast. Northeast people should feel safe in any part of the country. After all, this is one country. So this is not merely a law and order situation or merely an incident. This is related to mentality and lack of awareness. Because we have seen this kind of racial slur or abusing on the basis of somebody's religion or background, like different regions or different caste, creed. These are matters which we have to come together. It's not a isolated incident, or it is not to be treated as a matter only for Northeast. It is a matter which every Indian should feel deeply concerned, because after all, the mentality of the society, why you try to, look down upon somebody from another region or another background, religious group like that. So I feel that in Delhi, it's better now. When we were students and earlier, around 20 years before.
When you came to Delhi University from Arunachal Pradesh.
Not only that, before that, Northeast students studying in medical college, engineering colleges, and also in Delhi, there were so many incidents. But now it has come down because Delhi police has come out with a special unit, special police unit for Northeast. So the Northeastern people are easily accessible to police complaints. They can go to the police station and lodge any complaint, or if they want some help, they can immediately get the help. But this is not available in all the metropolitan cities of our country. So the Delhi model can be replicated, can be practiced by the other state police.
So here's what happened, and this is not a recent incident, mind you. This has happened at least 20 odd days ago. The two brothers, Angel and Michael Chakma, were buying vegetables. They were in a sabzi mandi in a market in Uttarakhand, in Dehradun, when these locals allegedly entered that particular market and tried to corner them. There were racial slurs that were hurled at Angel's brother, something that he tried to fight. Michael Chakma was at the receiving end of many of these slurs that we often hear being used against people of the Northeast. Both the brothers then objected to these racial remarks, and one of them, Angel Chakma, then tried to get into a physical altercation as the conversation only got heated from that point. They were both attacked then with knives and a kada. Unfortunately, one of them succumbed to injuries. Angel Chakma, 17 days later, succumbed to those injuries. Even now, out of those 6 accused, one is still at large. we have accessed details of who this individual is. In fact, CNN News 18 has now accessed the image of what this sixth accused and the prime accused, the man who instigated this entire incident, this is what he looks like. This is the sixth accused that the police of Dehradun, that the police of Uttarakhand are unable to trace just yet. Yagiraj Avasthi is his name. He's a national of Nepal is what we're given to understand. He's currently at large. His whereabouts are not known. Many believe that he perhaps has returned to his home country. We don't know just yet whether he's crossed state lines, whether he's crossed country lines. All of that is still under investigation. In fact, my colleague Smriti now joins us. She's in Dehradun. She's at that very spot where this brutal attack took place, which eventually, unfortunately, led to the death of Angel Chakma. Smriti, we have the details of who this main accused is, the sixth accused. He's still at large. What is the latest as far as the investigations go? Are there any leads for the police to know where he's at?
Well, currently we are at that very same spot where the actual incident took place and where both Michael and his brother Angel were attacked. When we spoke to the people, when we spoke to those friends of Angel, who went out there to lodge the FIR, they said us that the police completely denied to lodge any sort of FIR on that very same day when the incident happened. After 3 days, when all of these friends actually reached out to a retired IPS officer, that is when the IPS officer reached out to the SSP, and then the FIR was lodged. However, if you note the sections that that have been mentioned in the FIR, all these sections are actually bailable, and none of these sections are actually in consideration to the incident that happened on that day. For example, section 1172 of BNS is actually missing, which amounts to serious injuries and grievous hurt. However, that is missing in the FIR. Now, talking about the sixth accused, Yagiraj Avasthi, who is currently absconding. That person is actually in Nepal currently, and the police has formed the team to find out about that person, to make sure that the sixth accused is arrested. However, when we spoke to the friends, they said that it is already quite late. The police had a lot of time with them from 9th to 12th, 3 days after when the FIR was lodged, and then after that around 15 days, more than 15 days, police had all the time to investigate, to form the team and to look out for the sixth accused. However, this time was utilized by the sixth accused to run away, to go to Nepal, and then now there are also sources telling us that the person might be missing from Nepal as well.
So it'll be interesting to see where that trail really leads to him and how long it takes for agencies to actually track him down. For the moment, though, Smriti, thank you so much for getting us the latest on the investigation. But let's open this up, because this is something that cannot ever repeat. This is a mindset that needs to be nipped in the bud. Unfortunately, we've lived with it for far too long in this country. But let me open this up to our guests who join us on this edition. Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP. Matthew Antony, spokesperson of the Congress. Pula Rao, political analyst, will be joining us shortly. Nirupam Chakma, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, is with us as well. And Suhas Chakma is with me here in the studio. He's director for Rights and Risk Analysis Group. But Pradeep Bhandari, let me begin by asking you. The family has come out and alleged that for 3 whole days, the police wouldn't even file an FIR, that the father had to actually go from where he was in Tripura to Dehradun to actually get the police to act on it.
Well, first of all, we are absolutely sympathetic, and the Honorable Chief Minister has spoken to the father of the victim, and the Honorable Chief Minister has assured the father of the victim personally that strictest possible punishment will be given to the accused. 5 have been arrested, and we are in lookout for the 6th. So the intent of the state government here is not to let the accused go, but to have a scenario where all the accused are caught. If there is a situation where any of these police officials or the investigative officer or the officer in charge of the investigation purposely and consciously try to delay the probe and let the accused go off, we will also act against the particular police official. But unfortunate part here is, Poonam, that there is Mr. Rahul Gandhi in the Congress party is using an isolated incident, which we also are empathetic about, in order to create fissures in the society. Because if the argument here is that the state is neither promoting it, the state is neither giving patronage to the accused. Whereas in the case of Tamil Nadu, a similar incident took place against a migrant worker, and neither Rahul Gandhi or the DMK has taken any action to it. So my charge here is the following. In such incidents, you require individuals from across political parties to stand united. But we cannot expect this from the Congress party, because it's the same party. If you recall, there were students from the northeast who were living in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and they had to leave their parts because during the time of UPA, there was targeted attack on the individuals from northeast. And there was a report in 2011 which said that 78% of the northeastern students faced some kind of humiliation in Delhi. And this is a report which was published on April 18, 2011. But this is not an alibi for us to pass the buck. We are responsible, and we will catch the sixth accused also.
And we do hope that really happens soon, because the family clearly doesn't seem to be on board with the narrative that the BJP says that everything was done as per the law, because a lot of questions are still being raised, and I'll come to that. But Matthew Anthony, as far as the Congress is concerned, the Congress's double standards or hypocrisy, so to say, is being highlighted by the BJP, that sure, this crime needs to be condemned in the strongest words, but so does the crime that happened in Tamil Nadu. Why no tears for that victim?
First of all, our condolences to the family of Angel Chakma. Looking back into what the BJP has told, I would recall Nido Tasniam of Arunachal Pradesh, 20 years old, was killed after a racial slur in Delhi in 2020 with iron rods. Manipuri women were sexually assaulted and harassed in Karnataka and Bangalore in 2014 when there was BJP. Then Arunachal youth again was lynched in Gurgaon, Haryana. BJP was in rule. Northeast students entirely was called as coronaviruses because of their Chinese look. And that is a constitutional failure which is happening during the BJP's regime, because there is no fear, there is no protectionism, whereas the Congress is the one which you are talking about, the National Commission of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe, which is the Congress, Rajiv Gandhi, which got into that. The 371, the other constitutional protectionisms which was given to the country and the Northeast, the Mizoram Peace Accordance. Everywhere, the tribal life was respected by the Congress party while building the Congress, while building the Northeast as an integral part of the country. The respect is not there. And there is and the impunity is there with the culprits. Tell me one incident where one of these guys have been punished. Tell me one incident where one of these police officers have been punished. Now, it came into the attention of a chief minister where the entire nation had to raise a voice. Then the chief minister came into the picture. But tell me what action has been taken against the police officers in the last 24 hours time. You still have to investigate when the victim's father has clearly told that the police didn't register an FIR. The police were reluctant to register an FIR, taking it as a major offense. What are the answers for it? Let's talk about the present. Let's not talk about 15 years back. Let's talk about present, what's happening and what is happening consistently. It's not an isolated event. Where is the Northeast Minister Jyotiradittya Scindia speaking about this? Where is the Tripura Chief Minister speaking about this?
But we did have the Chief Minister of Tripura speak with his counterpart of Uttarakhand, and there seems to have gotten some sort of assurance there. But Suhas Chakma is here with me in the studio, and I saw your hand going up. This kind of narrative that we see between political parties trying to sort of shift blame as to whose rule or whose government saw higher crimes like these. But the fact of the matter is that they've existed since the time, unfortunately, since independence perhaps. Unfortunately, there is this mindset, irrespective of which government is in power, that still percolates.
No, I think it's sickening to hear the representative from both the political parties, both the BJP and the Congress. A young man has died and you have the audacity to make it political. This violence has been taking place in Congress-ruled states in Karnataka. They take place in Delhi, where the central government is led by BJP government. We need not bring the records of each political parties. That's not the issue. The problem is societal, and we have to bear in mind the records speak for themselves. And in this particular case, it's a matter of fact that the incident took place on 9th December. It took 3 days for the police to register the FIR. And the provisions of, attempt to murder was not invoked. If attempt to murder was invoked, then, the guys would have been arrested immediately. And had this young fellow not died, this would not even be an issue. So I think we have to look at the wider picture. That is that we in India consist of different races. And this kind of racial violence will continue to take place. And the issue is, how do we tackle it? we tackle it in two ways. One way is to bring a law, because it creates fears, it creates its own awareness, then people know about it. So whether you look at the Anti-Dowry Act or Prevention of Atrocities Act, given the peculiarities of the problems. So we have a peculiar problem that people who are northeastern or people who have Tibeto-Mongoloid origins, they are facing different kind of violence or racial discrimination, which is distinctly different from a Tamilian facing in the north
Correct.
or a North Indian facing in the south, because they all more or less look the same. In fact, I would say an Assamese person who has the physical features like the Bengalis, he won't face this kind of
Sure.
discrimination. So we have a peculiar problem. We need a separate law to deal with it. And the second problem, I would say, the second issue is we have to educate the people. You have to change the school curriculum where you bring in the culture, food habits, everything about the people of the Northeast. And in the Northeast, we know more about Munshi Premchand or what's happening in Rajasthan than people in mainland India. So unless we change this curriculum, how are we going to educate people? So I think we need two-pronged approach. And on this, both the Congress and the BJP should be supporting, because this is a national initiative. This is for integration of the country. And here they come, and a young fellow had died, and they have the audacity to come and
Absolutely,
blame each other.
that's the biggest problem here, that it's always easy to point in the opposite direction to say, oh, but look, this is what we did, but X didn't do Y, and which is why there's a bigger problem. But Nirupam Chakma, I also want to ask you this. The fact that Mr. Suhas was also talking about that there needs to be an awareness, but isn't that also the problem? I mean, almost 8 decades after independence, we still need awareness that people from this particular part of our country are a part of our country. The fact that we have to educate people about that is also problematic, isn't it?
I must be candid in your show, since I am from the National Commission for Scheduled Tribe. The Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989, whether it is properly implemented or not, you may ask me. And candidly, I would like to tell all of the panelists here and to the nation through your channel. On 27 August 2024, the Commission has written to all the chief secretaries whether the provisions of the Atrocities Act 1989 are implemented or not, like state level Vigilance and Monitoring Committee, district level Vigilance and Monitoring Committee, subdivisional level Vigilance and Monitoring Committee, ST Protection Cell, etc. We are still waiting the reply. And very few states have replied to the Commission. We are still waiting for the reply from the state government. So unless and until these provisions are properly implemented, the mechanisms are in the place, what needed is strong application of this law. Even the existing law is, whether the state government is implementing or not, the states are governed by different political parties. Not only one political party, there are different political parties ruling the states.
So why is it then you think
So
that there is no
therefore-
compliance though? Why is it that almost a year and a half later you're still waiting for that response?
That's why I'm telling you that the Commission is very serious on this matter. We shall be calling all the chief secretaries. The Commission views it very seriously, that if replies are not coming, and very few states, 3 or 4 states have submitted their replies till today. So when the mechanism is there, when the law is there, if this law is not properly implemented in the district level, subdivisional level, and the state level, this kind of incident actually, you see, incident took place in Dehradun. It is the duty of the district administration to take the cognizance of this situation and see whether this kind of violence, how this kind of violence has taken place.
Absolutely. So is there
So
that
therefore
seriousness, is there a lack of seriousness, Pradeep Bhandari, in terms of, yes, we need a larger mechanism perhaps to deal with it, but even those that are in place don't seem to actually be implemented on ground. I mean, the fact of the matter is the FIR in this case as well was filed much later because the police tried to hush it up as a minor incident.
Well,
The racial
Poonam, if
slurs
there
are
is
not
a-
taken seriously.
Well, Poonam, when the Chief Minister was aware about the incident, the Chief Minister immediately ordered and the 5 accused were arrested and we are looking for the 6th accused. If in any scenario we find any police official who tried to delay or did not take it seriously, we will take action. We are not like the Congress. And I agree with the gentleman Suhas out here. This is not time for politics. But what do you do when you have people like Mr. Sam Pitroda calling the individuals from Northeast as Chinese? This is the first open admission and an open racial slur by somebody who was very close to Rahul Gandhi. And please tell me that people from Northeast belong to as much as India as you and me. But what will you ask the individuals when Rameshwar Bhaiya, who is a migrant in works in Kerala, has been killed and there is abject silence from the Congress party or from anybody on the panel? So we cannot differentiate and select incidents based on our political preferences. And I definitely will answer your question, and you are right to ask us, question us, criticize us. But the Congress party which bombed Mizoram is the last party to talk about Northeast. The Congress party under whom in 2010 Delhi was the most unsafe city for the Northeastern students should be the last party which should speak about it. Till now on your panel, Matthew Anthony has not condemned what has happened in Tamil Nadu.
But Pradeep, the allegation is that, or at least what Rahul Gandhi is also saying, is that BJP is fueling this kind of narrative where there is an insider versus outsider sort of narrative that's being built. This politics of hate is being fueled by the BJP, says the Congress.
Well, Poonam, the last time a leader who spoke about insider and outsider was Rahul Gandhi in his speech in Jammu and Kashmir. The last time a racial slur was made against the individuals from Northeast was by Sam Pitroda. And did Rahul Gandhi condemn or summon Sam Pitroda? No. He promoted and ensured mollycoddled him in his trip to Germany. So are you seeing the individuals from the top of the establishment in our party even giving support, patronage to such kind of racial slur? No. But it is the Congress party where the racial slur flows right from the top. And this is why the Congress party always kept Northeast in developmental deficit, and places like Mizoram had to wait for 75 years to get a railway station. So we will not take lectures from the Congress party, which has historically been a criminal party with respect to Northeast. But yes, we do agree that in this case, if there is any sort of laxity from any official level or political level, we will definitely take action.
We would have hoped that there would have been an investigation or at least a hint of that, Pradeep, that would have been announced by now. Matthew, I do see your hand going up. I'll come to you, but Pullarao has been patiently waiting as well. And Pullarao, I want to ask you this. We're talking about a certain kind of atmosphere that seems to fuel a particular type of narrative. If that is the case, then many would say that politicians in Tamil Nadu from the ruling DMK have done exactly that by making comments against outsiders, by making comments about North Indians, which is perhaps what happened when this particular individual, this migrant worker from Odisha, was attacked.
Let me first say that I entirely agree with what Mr. Chakma has said. He has pointed out many lapses. I just want to make one comment. Any government, we don't care. These governments are not permanent. Governments will come and go. Prime Minister will come and go. Nothing is permanent. People are permanent. India is permanent. There's a Tribal Affairs Ministry. They have not opened their mouth yet. There is a National Commission on Scheduled Tribes. They have kept quiet. Yes, I don't condone any murder or link any murder to geography. Let it be Tamil
The National
Nadu.
Commission for Scheduled Tribes, their representative is on the panel, Mr. Pullarao.
We condemn it. One point you should ask, and what is happening to Indian society, that there's so much of violence, gang violence, brutalness. That's some question you should also ask. Why?
That's exactly the question I'm asking, Mr. Pullarao. That's exactly the question I'm asking.
Pakistan has a very nice reputation as a peaceful place. Very peaceful place. What's happening in the country? That's something you should look into. Is it consumerism? Is it films? Is it permissiveness?
Mr. Pullarao, that's the exact question I asked you. We asked those questions about what happened in Uttarakhand. We want to ask those questions about what happened in Tamil Nadu as well. Why not? Why shouldn't we use the same yardstick for both those crimes?
In the states of Kerala, Andhra, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, I believe there are 30-40 lakhs migrant laborers. I believe. I may be wrong in an underestimating way. 30-40 lakhs in each state. And crimes are happening. It's very bad. Government, state government, central government should sensitize people that they come here to work. Just like Indians are going to work in the Middle East.
But DMK leaders are doing quite the opposite. DMK ministers and leaders are doing quite the opposite.
It is wrong. Anybody says it, I condemn him. I want to ask you one more question. It is not to compare geography, or he did this, I did that. All these parties are passé. Political parties last for 100 years, 125 when they go off. But the people of India had to get up and wake up. Orissa man going there, a poor fellow dying in Tamil Nadu, it is sinful. Similarly, look at this. I want to make one comment because Northeast people are the crown of India. Their culture, their honesty, their dignity is unmatched by anybody. They are our asset. And we see them in the finest establishments running it with honesty and sincerity. Let us treasure them. They're not getting enough attention. They're not rough people. And this I find. If I say I criticize X or Y, my friend Pradeep Bhandari will jump up. I'm not. It is an occasion now for us to unite. And
My dear friend,
I agree
call a
with
spade
I
a
agree
spade.
I agree with you. It's an opportunity to unite against all such crimes. Matthew Anthony, then would you nudge the DMK government in Tamil Nadu to ensure that action is taken on that account as well, as we are demanding action in the case in Uttarakhand?
Absolutely, every government should
Let
take
me-
strict
Matthew
action.
Anthony?
The families,
Yeah.
the families
Can
of
I?
these people who died. should
Mi-
be
Mr.
given
Pudara, I'll come back to you.
process. What is not bouquet?
Matthew, go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, I've been working for the Congress Party in the Northeast. It is one of the beautiful areas. And now I will take the panelists from the National Commission of Scheduled Tribes. Tell me one state where Congress Party is ruling or Congress Alliance Party is ruling in the Northeast. Each state is ruled by BJP, and he called out the failures of those governments. Our Meghalaya MP, Tura MP Saleng Sangma visited the Scheduled Tribe Commission office in the Northeast at Shillong. There was nobody there, and he raised the issues. So it is not the Commission's problem; it is the lack of political will from the BJP government. I didn't want to go on an accusing mode of the BJP because I respected, the other viewers, other panelists' viewpoint of the incident, and I really condemn, what has happened. Now, it is BJP's fashion to call out Rahul Gandhi or anybody else and diverge from the issue. Whereas Sam Pitroda, he just only said a part of it. Sam Pitroda spoke about the diversification of the India, or the diverse nature of India, and then he has unconditionally apologized. So I didn't interrupt you. Then I'm stopping.
Let's not speak over each other. Pradeep, I'll come to you. Matthew, go ahead.
So he unconditionally apologized also when it was misinterpreted and misquoted. So, but let us come to the fact that why do we need to educate the people about Northeast India? Are they not Indians? They are very much Indians. And where is the political will for these BJP ruled states or the political leadership to kind of make it a really defensive one for the people even thinking of attacking the Northeast people or any people for that matter, be it in Chennai, be it anywhere in the country. Why the people are being attacked? Because there is no punishment which is coming to the attackers. The juveniles and the minors are attacking. Where is the courage coming in from? They get a feeling that they are not going to be caught. They're not going to be punished. And what it takes for a BJP government chief minister, when it is known to him that the police officers didn't handle the matter appropriately, what takes the chief minister to take an action which shows as a symbol to the rest of the people that
I agree with you. I agree with you there. So what takes it for the chief minister? What takes it for the chief minister of Tamil Nadu to exactly do that and set a precedent?
They will never address an issue.
Sure. And I asked those questions of the BJP, but I'm asking you that exact same question, Matthew Anthony. What is stopping the DMK government and Mr. Stalin in Tamil Nadu to do exactly that? And set a precedent. Tell his counterpart from Uttarakhand that, look, I did this, you should also follow suit.
So I am saying that in any state for that matter, if there is an attack again on a racial manner, it should be condemned and action should be taken. There is no disagreement to the fact, whether it is a Congress, whether it is a BJP, because it is the people's life. It's a people's self-respect. It is a constitutional freedom which has been given to them. So when it is
and we do hope that action comes in from both sides. Angel Chakma, you had a point to make.
No, I just wanted to say, if the Congress party is so much concerned, because law and order is a state subject, and there are a number of Northeasterners in Bangalore, and they could enact a state law against racism. And I will also expect the BJP government to implement the recommendations of its own Bajbarua committee, which had clearly stated that you either have to enact a separate law to deal with the racial discrimination, racial violence, or make amendments in the Indian Penal Code. and the amendments in the BNS, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, are not enough to capture the the different elements of racism. And even Scheduled Tribes Atrocities Act is not adequate, because if you ask Manipuri Meitei fellow, they are not scheduled tribes, but they look Tibetan Mongoloid, so they cannot invoke Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act. So we have a legal vacuum in many places, and that's why we need a separate law to deal with the racial violence and racial discrimination. So the central government should recommend or should implement the recommendation which has been there for the last 11 years. And if the Congress is so much committed, please bring the law in Himachal Pradesh. Please bring the law in the Karnataka, because if Karnataka brings the national state law, obviously it will set the precedent. So don't blame the BJP alone, or BJP should not blame the Congress alone. I think at the central level as well as the state level, you can always bring specific laws. And we have to remember one thing: there is a difference between somebody who looks different because of his or her physical features. Eyes are different, slanted eyes and etc. You can immediately make out. Possibly you cannot make a differentiation between an underite and somebody from the northern India. So those, exception are there, people can take advantage of that. But when the physical features are completely different, you face altogether different kind of violence. And if we bring this kind of a law, if we recognize that there are racism in the country, it's not alienating the people. It's not creating, different
But then are you
states.
sort of creating another division? Because that's exactly what we want to avoid, isn't it?
No, I think we already do that. For example, if you look at it, there is a Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act. There is a special need for the juveniles. We have laws dealing with rape, sexual violence. Then we have brought POCSO, etc. So I think we have enough precedents to show that this helps in the long run integration of the people. They feel secure. And I still believe that unless you can create the fear of the law, education alone doesn't work. What you have to do is create the fear of the law. So when you enact a law, it basically creates an awareness. People know that if I actually commit the offense, I will be charged under this law.
There has to be a stronger deterrent, that's for sure.
Know the IPC.
That's for sure. But
BNS.
Nirupam Chakma, like you were also pointing out, that there are, even though there is certain mechanism, at least as far as scheduled tribes go, a lot of it falls through the gaps. The implementation is a problem. So if we do look at another set of laws or another sort of precedent, so to say, in cases like this, will it actually be implemented on ground? Because the problem really seems not the fact that we have or don't have laws. The fact is that in a lot of times, like in this case as well, police are apprehensive against invoking some of the stronger sections.
From the NCST point of view, you see, I've already told to you, the implementation of the Act, a strong implementation of Act is required at the district level, state level, and subdivisional level. And you should know that in these committees, vigilance and monitoring committees, SC and ST, MPs and MLAs are also members. So that the law can be enforced for in the best interest of the scheduled tribe and scheduled caste. But unfortunately, as I told you, that the information we saw that we are still waiting for the last 1 year. And the commission has viewed this very seriously.
But what solution? But what is the solution? But what is the solution to that? I mean, apart from you waiting for these responses to come in, what do you do?
All the state, all the state must come, must be sensitive at all levels, state level, district level, subdivisional level, so that they whatever these things are occurring, at least they can take stock of the situation and make corrective measures.
Sure.
But if the commission is not receiving the responses for last 1.5 years, you should be invoking the powers of the civil court to summon the chief secretaries to appear before you. Now, if you ask the state...
That is what we are contemplating. We shall be calling the defaulting money states.
And political will is required for that, Pradeep Bhandari, which brings me back to the question that it's not just about this one particular incident. We cannot view this as an isolated incident because this is a mindset that has percolated, unfortunately, like I said, 80 years into independence. We're almost there into 8 decades now. And yet, unfortunately, for some people in this country, they feel it's okay to be hurling such abuses, making fun of those who belong to this particular country.
Well, absolutely, Poonam. We are around 30 minutes on your show. I have unequivocally condemned it. Whereas the representative from the Congress has not even once condemned what has happened in Tamil Nadu. Because you on your screen are showing two visuals and we cannot be selective of what has happened in Uttarakhand or what has happened in Tamil Nadu. In Uttarakhand, you have the chief minister who has taken cognizance because the law and order is a state subject. 5 people have been arrested. We are looking after the 6th. We will act against the errant police official if we found the errant police official to be guilty. We are looking for a status report. But till now on your panel, the Congress spokesperson has not even once condemned because law and order is a state subject. And this tells you the selectivity and hypocrisy of the Congress party because it's the same party whose alliance partner called people from North India as BDs. People from Bihar were compared to BDs. So how can we be selective? All of us are people of India. What does the Constitution say? We the people of India. And please remember when on 6th November 2025 in HSR layout in Bengaluru, a man from Northeast was punched for coming from Northeast. And you know the state government did not even act for the next 7 days. It took us a protest for ensuring that the Karnataka Congress government acted. So
but that's the most unfortunate bit, isn't it? In both these cases, Matthew Anthony, it is for the public, it's for the family of the victims, it's for the aggrieved to come out and hit the streets, for there to be outrage, for politicians, governments, irrespective of what party they come from, to actually wake up.
If at all you have listened to my statement before, I have said that be it in any state of this country, if a racial discrimination happens, it is bad. And now, I was personally involved in Kalina in Mumbai.
Be specific. No, you want me to be specific in Uttarakhand. Do not give a generalized response. If you want the Bharatiya Janata Party to take cognizance of it, we are responsible for what has happened in Uttarakhand and we are taking action. You are responsible for what has happened in Tamil Nadu and you need to speak about it. The migrant labor from the other part of the country.
Sure, Pradeep, give him an opportunity to finish, please. I have very limited time left.
If he has got a verbal diarrhea, then I can't help. You know,
go ahead. I asked him to give you your time. Please go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, you know, any state in this country where a racial discrimination has happened, it is bad to the country. It is bad to the people. It is a constitutional failure. I need not have to say anything more than that. And now, I was personally involved in Kalina in Mumbai, where Devendra Fadnavis BJP government is ruling, and three Mizoram people.
That's exactly, but Pradeep, just a second. Pradeep, just a second, please.
Please go ahead.
But Matthew Anthony, as far as this particular incident is concerned, or any such incidents are concerned, let's not compare one crime to the other. One is not bigger than the other or smaller than the other.
I'm not comparing. I'm saying about a personal experience where, you know, in Mizoram, 3 people of Mizo origin were assaulted and the police didn't bother to even book an FIR there. We had to then persuade it.
So that's exactly what I'm saying, Matthew Anthony. Then if somebody has to set a precedent, why doesn't the Congress do it?
So
can the Congress actually claim to be holier than thou in this case?
We have done the National Schedule for the National Commission for the Scheduled Tribe. We have done the Scheduled Tribe Protective Act. Tell me one act which BJP has done for this. We will take it as a constructive.
You wanted to give Assam to China and you speak about Northeast.
Tell me one act which BJP has done.
Historical criminals, my dear friend.
Unfortunately, it has all spiraled into exactly what it does, into both political parties, the biggest ones in this country, blaming each other for what has been happening. But it is a collective failure, and many in this country would hang their heads in shame knowing that something like this still happens in a country like ours, and that's the most unfortunate bit. I have to leave it there. I thank you all, gentlemen, for joining us here on this edition of the Hard Facts.